Welcome to Talmudic Treasures. Today we're learning Sotah, page 49, which happens to be the last page in this tractate, in this Gemara. It discusses at the very end that there will be a futuristic time in which we call Ikvus de Mashiach, in which is literally the heel of the Messiah. Moments before Mashiach comes, there's going to be certain things that are going to take place in this world that will be signs that Mashiach is going to come. Unfortunately, they're not good things. Among them, first of all, is increased prices. Everything is going to be extremely expensive. The younger generation is not going to show respect to the older generation. Children will not respect their parents. That includes sons to their fathers. Daughters will not respect their mothers. And all of these different things include that things that seem to be obvious and logical are turned on their head. And therefore, the things that we considered to be truthful and wholesome are considered now to be an attack. That those people who are good, all those things are removed. And even those individuals who have great Torah wisdom, or things that are positive and healthy, which is called the Beis Havad, a special room and a house which was designated for knowledge and for bettering oneself, those study halls and those synagogues and places of worship became places which are for znus, for licentiousness, and for harlotry. But what's most fascinating, and one could wonder if we're actually in this generation, it tells us regarding our leaders, and I'll read it in Hebrew, it's 4 words, Pnei Hador Kipnei HaKelef. That literally, the face of the leaders of the generations will be comparable to that of dogs. Now, what does that mean? Now, some people explain, interestingly, that if you never saw a dog and its owner, you've never seen it before, and all of a sudden you are dropped in the middle of Central Park and you see a bunch of people walking their dogs with leashes, and you would not know any better, you would think that the dog is in the front and this person is in the back, which must mean that the dog is the leader. The dog is the one directing where it wants to go, and it is the one that is in charge. And the person behind is the follower, is the one that's doing whatever the dog wants. The dog wants to go in this direction. Okay, I'll go in that direction. The dog decides to stop and drink some water or to eat some food. We stop, and that's what we do. But we know that that's not true. We know that the owner, the master, even though is behind, he's holding a leash. And the reason for that leash is that if the owner feels that we want the dog to go in a certain direction, even if it wants to go in a different one, we will direct it to the way we want it to go. So even though there is an appearance that the dog is the one that's leading, the truth is the ones behind the scenes are the ones really pulling the strings. And perhaps this is what it means when it comes to this expression, that there will be a generation that the people that are leading countries, the ones that have the appearance that they're in charge because they're the ones in front of the cameras, they're the ones that are speaking, they're the face of the country. The truth is there's someone behind them, whether they're lobbyists or other political figures, and they're the ones that, just like that dog, they have the leash and they're pulling them in different directions. And therefore, again, even though it looks like this person's the leader, the reality is they are the follower. These are some of the things that take place in the generations, moments before Mashiach. May it happen quickly in our days.